Today on Max Handy Gadgets, we're making a delicious pan-seared roasted pork tenderloin with garlic butter mushroom sauce. So let's get started. Yeah, to make our delicious pan-seared roasted pork tenderloin with garlic butter mushroom sauce, we have a Smithfield pork tenderloin here, and I don't know if you can read it or not, but it's 2.5 pounds. Yep, okay. All right, let me get this out of the package, and I'll bring you back. Okay guys, here's our pork tenderloin right out of the wrapper. Now, they come in 2-piece because that was a 2-piece package. So we're going to use both today though. So we're going to go ahead and move one out of the way here, and we'll take some of the Silverskin off. Now if you see any real big pieces, go ahead and, cut it off. Try to get under there a little bit without taking too much of the meat. Just lift it up. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now you can trim it as much as you want, but just get most of it off, because that's what makes it kind of chewy sometimes, And down here on this end, it looks pretty good. Now you could slice this little piece off if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it on. Okay, let's get the other one. We'll put this aside. And we'll get this one. Let's spin it around so I can cut it easier. Yeah, this one has some right here on top, Let's get some of that off. Okay, you see any real big pieces like this here? Just go ahead and cut them off. Try not to cut off a lot of the fat if there is any, because it's really lean. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, not bad at all. Now, pork loins are very lean, so we're going to try to lock in the moisture and season it up real good, and we'll put it in our cast iron frying pan and we'll sear it up. That's what makes it taste really good, and it'll also seal in that moisture that we want to really try to keep in this pork tenderloin. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make up some seasonings for this. A nice rub, put it on there and make it taste really good. And for the seasonings to make our nice rub, we have half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and over here we have a half a tablespoon of your favorite Italian seasonings, and we have some thyme here, it's a half a teaspoon, and we have rosemary, that's a half a teaspoon, and a half a teaspoon of oregano, yep, and 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, that'll make it taste good, and we also have a half a tablespoon of parsley flakes. So we're going to mix this up and make a nice rub. Okay, let's just go ahead and mix up our seasonings, get them all blended together nicely. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, since the pork loin's nice and dry, since we patted it dry and we took off that Silverskin, we're going to put some oil on here before we actually put our seasonings on. And we'll go ahead and take our sprayer and we'll do that. Put a little bit of oil on. Flip it over. Put a little bit of oil on this side. And we'll go ahead and rub that in. This will help your seasoning stick real good. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and take our seasonings and we'll sprinkle them on there, and that'll make it taste really good. All right, let's do it. We'll put a little bit on there. Okay, pat them in a little bit, rub them in, and we'll flip it over. We'll do the other side. Rub them in, pat it in good. Get the edges. Try to coat it pretty good. Okay, that looks pretty good. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and put that on a plate. And we'll go ahead and do the other one. Okay, let's go ahead and spritz this one with a little bit of oil so that our seasoning stick, you know, rub that in. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right. Now we'll just take our seasonings and we'll sprinkle them on there. Rub them in. Okay, we'll flip it over. Do this side. Rub that in good. Do our edges. Okay, let's see if we can miss the spot. Yeah, let's do this side a little bit better. Okay, that looks really good. Boy, they look nice. Okay. Well, there they are, guys, our beautiful seasoned pork tenderloins. And they're going to really taste good with all that good seasoning on there. And we're going to lock in the moisture And how we're going to do that? We're going to sear them up in our cast iron skillet. And that'll help do just that. It'll lock that moisture in there and make them real tender and juicy. So let's go ahead and get started doing that. And we'll put them in the oven after we're done searing them at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes until they reach an internal temperature of about 140 to 145, and then we'll pull them out because it'll carry over and it'll continue to still cook after that. So let's go ahead and fire up our cast iron skillet. Let's get to it. Yeah, this is going to taste good. Okay, let's set our burner to medium high, and we'll go ahead and put some oil in the pan, and we'll let that get nice and hot. Okay, our pan seems nice and hot. Let's take our pork tenderloins, and we'll put one right in there just like this. Kind of curl it around, and we'll get the other one, and we'll put that one in there. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to brown them on each side, a total of about 2 minutes per side until you form a nice crust. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes. Let's see how we're doing with this one. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. Alright, let's flip this one over. Okay. And we'll let that go about 2 minutes. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes on that side. Let's do our edges. Okay, let's flip that over and do the other edge. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes on that side. Let's see how we're doing. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Alright, let's see how this one's doing. Perfect. Okay. Wow, let's see this side. That's beautiful. Okay, there you go. They look really nice, and they're done. So let's go ahead and shut off our burner. They have some nice color and a little bit of crust on the outside. Now all we have to do is get ready to put them in our oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes until we reach an internal temperature of at least 140. Then we take them out because I like it at 145. Once we take it out at 140, it'll actually creep up to the 150. It'll continue cooking as it's resting. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a half cup of chicken broth and we're going to pour that right in there. Now we're going to go ahead and take that and put it in a preheated 450 degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes until our internal temperature reaches 140. And we'll pull it out and let them rest. And they'll creep up to the 145 or 148 while they're resting. So let's go ahead and put them in the oven and let them finish cooking. Okay guys, here they are, right out of the oven. And boy, don't they look nice? Okay, now we're going to use one of these, a meat thermometer, to check our pork tenderloins and see how they are. Maybe I can get this in the shot for you so you can see it. We're looking for 140 to 141 or 2, and it'll rise up to 145 while it's resting, real quick like. All right, let's give it a check. In the thickest part here. Okay, got one. I went a little too far. Okay, it's 141 right now, 142. Okay, what about this one? Okay, 144 in the middle. That's good. Let's try the thicker part. Maybe I can show it to you. Upside down. Okay, it's 143 right there. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's go ahead and get them out of there and put them on a cutting board. Okay, there's one. Wow, that's beautiful. Let's get the other one out of there. Okay, they look really good. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're beautiful looking. Can you see them? Beautiful. Okay, let's put these aside and let them rest. Okay, while our pork tenderloin's resting, we're going to make a delicious garlic butter mushroom sauce. So let's get started doing that. We'll set our burner to medium. Our pan's still hot from coming out of the oven, so it shouldn't take long to heat up. Okay, to help deglaze the pan, I'm going to add about a quarter cup of white wine. Now you can use a dry wine or any kind of white wine you have. Put that right in there. And we'll go ahead and mix that up good. Get some of them flavor bits off the bottom. You see any big chunks, just take them out. Just go ahead and get all that good tasting flavor off the bottom of that pan, because it already has chicken stock or chicken broth in the bottom there. But we want to make sure that everything is nice and free down the bottom there. And then as it cooks down and reduces here, we'll go ahead and dump our mushrooms in. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 tablespoons of butter. Yeah, put that right in there. Boy, that smells good already. Okay, our butter's almost melted. Let's just go ahead and put our mushrooms in there. Okay, now to our mushrooms, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Nice mushroom. We love our mushrooms. Okay, now if you were using fresh mushrooms, you just go ahead and cook them, you know, until it releases most of the liquid, and then you go ahead and add your minced garlic and butter and everything else in there, you know, and stir fry them up good, just like this. Okay, our mushrooms are almost done. Now we're going to go ahead and lower our burner temp to medium-low. Give them one last stir. Now we're going to take our all-purpose flour, it's about 2 tablespoons, and we'll put that right in there. Just like that. Now we'll go ahead and mix that in. Okay, once you get your all-purpose flour all mixed in like that, we're going to take our milk. It's about 1.5 cups of milk. We may not use all of it, but we'll have it on hand in case we want to reduce it down a little bit or make it a little more liquidy. So we'll go ahead and pour that in there. About half of that. And we'll mix that up. Now the all-purpose flour won't take long to thicken that, so keep an eye on it. And remember, after you take it off the burner, it continues to cook a little bit and thicken more. So use your own judgment when to pull it off the burner and put it into a pitcher, you know. Okay, that looks kind of thick, so I'm going to add more milk, probably all that. So that's 1.5 cups. Okay, and let that cook a little bit, you know, until that flour taste is basically gone. And then you go ahead and add your seasonings. Now we're going to add a little salt to taste and a little bit of pepper, you know, to taste. If you like pepper, put it in there. Now you can put whatever you want in there, you know, make it taste really good. Give that a stir. Boy, is that smelling good. And it was quick and easy because we already had it partially started when we cooked our pork tenderloin in the oven, you know, with the chicken broth. It really made things real quick and easy. Okay, that's about done. Let's shut off our burner. Now what I like to do is, as it cools down here in the pan, I like to take a little more butter. Yeah, because we love our butter. Now this is about another tablespoon of butter, so there's 3 tablespoons in here so far. I'll put that right in there and let that melt. And boy, that adds a lot of flavor. I'm going to go ahead and mix that in. Won't take long for it to melt because that pan's still nice and hot. This adds a lot of richness to it with that butter. Boy, does it smell good. I wish you could smell this, because it's really tasty smelling. And I'm going to have a taste test just to make sure, because then we can add a little more salt or pepper to it. Okay, let's just go ahead and have a taste test. Just a tiny bit more salt. Okay, let's stir that in. Let me show you how thick it really is. Just beautiful. Look at that mushroom. Okay. Okay, it looks like we're done with our delicious garlic butter mushroom sauce. Boy, that is really tasty. And it only took about 10 minutes. So, there you go. Our pork tenderloin should be done resting, and it's perfect. And we'll go ahead and put them on top of there after we slice it up. And I can't wait to get into that. Let's go ahead and put this in a pitcher, and we'll get started tasting our beautiful pork tenderloins. Well, there you have it. Our delicious garlic butter mushroom sauce for our pork tenderloins. Yeah, now all we have to do is put that on top of our pork tenderloins and have a taste test. So let's do that. Well, here they are, guys. Look at those pork tenderloins. That's our pan-seared roasted pork tenderloins. And we're going to add garlic butter mushroom sauce on top. After we slice it up. Boy, don't they look good? Okay, let's just go ahead and slice these up a little bit and see how they are. Okay, let me go ahead and move this on the side like this so we can get to it. And we'll see how it is. Okay, let's get a bite here. Boy, is that tender. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that is really juicy in there. I mean, look, beautiful. Okay, and tender. Okay, let's fillet these out a little bit so you can see them. Just a tiny bit of pink in the middle, very, very little. Okay, let's try this one. Now down here at the tiny end, yeah, it's probably going to be just a little more cooked than the thick part up here. But it's okay. That's why you pull it out and let it rest. Okay, let's see how we did with this pork tenderloin here. Oh yeah, see the pink? Just a little bit of the pink in the middle, and look how juicy that is. Beautiful. Okay. That's just beautiful right there. Yeah, let's cut a little bit more off of this one. Okay, look at that, isn't that nice? Really moist. Okay. Okay, there you have it, guys. Our delicious pan-seared roasted pork tenderloins. And boy, are they tasty looking. And I bet you they're going to taste even better. They're really tender, you know, when I was cutting them. And they're nice and moist in the middle, so that's good. And we're going to go ahead and put these on a plate and add our garlic butter mushroom sauce. And I'll bet you that's going to really taste good. Alright, let's do it. Let's plate them up. Alright, let's turn this so you can see it better. Just like that. Can you see it? Okay. And we'll get our plate. And we'll put this big piece right on here. And we'll take all these and put them right over here, just like that. Beautiful. Can you see it? There they are. Alright. Let's get the other one. Still hot, you know. Put that right there. Then we'll take all these slices and we'll put them right over here, just like that. Don't forget this piece. You know, I'm going to have this, I think. Let me taste it. Oh boy, is that tasty. Alright, let me go ahead and get our cutting board out of the way. Well, there you have it, guys. Look at that. Our pan-seared roasted pork tenderloin that we're going to put our garlic butter mushroom sauce on. And boy, is this going to be tasty. Let me see if I can get you a better view. Okay, that looks better. Boy, this is going to be really tasty. Just go ahead and invite a bunch of friends over because this is a lot to eat. Okay, let's go ahead and put our garlic butter mushroom sauce on top. That sounds good, doesn't it? Now you can pour this on if you want. Just like that. Now what I like to do is I like to get a spoon and take a few of the mushrooms and put them on top. You know? Beautiful. Okay guys, now we're going to add a little bit of parsley flakes on top of that, real lightly. There we go. We'll add some parsley flakes. Okay. Okay guys, I can't wait any longer. This smells too good and it looks too good. I'm going to have a taste test. So let's get into a taste. Let's get a nice piece up front here with the mushrooms and all that. Oh yeah. Can you see that? Boy, is that tender looking. And it is tender. Alright, let's just go ahead and have a little bite of that. That might be a little big. So we might have to cut that in half. Boy, is that tender. Okay, let's go ahead and have a bite. Dip it in that garlic butter and mushroom sauce with plenty of butter. Okay. There we go. We're going to have a bite. Boy, is that tasty. And tender and juicy. You know, just go ahead and make them this way because they're delicious. Just go ahead and pan sear them, you know, like we did. And then pop them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Depending on your oven and how big your pork loin is. Just make sure you just don't go above 145. Pull it out, it'll go up to 150. But we pulled ours out at a little over 142. And it went up to about 146, 147. Just resting. So that's good. And here is the best part. That garlic butter mushroom sauce. That really hits the spot. Boy, is that tasty. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut another piece here. Look at that. That's just beautiful right there. Beautifully pink and moist and tender. Don't forget to put a little garlic butter and mushroom sauce on that. Okay. Might even put a little garlic butter and mushroom on top of this. Okay. Okay guys, boy did this turn out good. Yeah, it really did. And I'm probably going to make it this way again because it's really tender and tasty. So I'm just going to go ahead and have another little bite of that one we cut up, you know. Yep, let's go ahead and have another bite. Boy, I can't believe how this tastes. It really tastes good. Okay, while we're at it, why don't we put a little bowl in there. And we'll go ahead and add our garlic butter mushroom sauce in there. Look at that. And just a little more parsley flakes on that. Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. A delicious pan-seared roasted pork tenderloin with garlic butter mushroom sauce. And boy, is that mushroom sauce good. Just go ahead and make it this way because it's really tasty. Your guests will love this. And if you don't use it all, you can always make a little sandwich out of it, you know. That's always good. Okay, guys, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Delicious pan-seared roast pork tenderloin with garlic butter mushroom sauce. This is what's for dinner tonight. That sounds good.